Yes, sir, we're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Black Panther movie Okoye Build-A-Figure Wave Nakia figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
So a total of 6 figures in this wave. You only need 5 to complete the BAF. You have 8 figures per case, which includes 2 Black Panthers, 2 Killmongers. Every other figure is 1 figure per case. Alright, so we're looking at Nakia out of the package. This character is going to be played by Lupita Nyong'o. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. She'll be watching this, I'm sure, so she can correct me in the comments below. But this figure came out pretty nice. It's a lot of nice sculpt work, and it's a great design. The colors are vibrant. My only gripe with this figure, or one of my gripes with this figure, is the lack of articulation, and that's pretty much with every single Marvel Legends female figure. I always say the same thing, so I'll get it out the way now. We need an ab crunch on the female figures. We need double jointed elbows on the female figures. Stop half-assing us, Hasbro, will you? I know for certain that she's going to be playing one of the Dora Milaje, which are the personal guards for Black Panther, and I know for certain that all of the people, most of the actors in this movie went through a rigorous training, and exercises and everything, so they could pull off some of the tricks and moves and everything. So with that said, the figure should be more articulated. You should be able to represent the fact that she is a martial artist and one of the best fighters in the world, and this and that should be represented through the articulation, and it's not here. But I do think the likeness to the character is there. I do think they pretty much, I won't say they nailed it, but I think they did a pretty good job of getting Lupita's facial features here. And again, I do like this figure. I might be a little biased. I got to celebrate Black excellence right here. I'm really excited to see, I'm really excited to be reviewing a Black Panther wave. We about to have a Black Panther movie. It's a predominantly Black cast, Black director. That is something that is tremendous. Growing up, Black kids don't see a lot of themselves on screen, at least not in a positive light. They see, the stereotypical things that we see. So for this to be coming to fruition right now is great. All right, I'm ranting. Y'all all should be crying right now watching this review. But yeah, let's move forward. Okay, so Nakia comes with the torso, the upper torso, midsection, lower torso for the Okoye Build-A-Figure. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the review, there was only 5 figures that you needed to complete this this BAF, so this is going to be the final one. I don't know if I'll show the BAF in a separate video or if I'll show her at the end of this one. I'll figure it out shortly. And she also comes with this spear, which is actually for Okoye. And she comes with these 2 weapons. I'm not sure what you would call them or how they're going to be used in the flick, but these rings of death. And then she comes with this short dagger. This is not really a short dagger. I don't even know if you would call this a dagger, but this blade. And there she is holding the rings of death. That's just what I'm going to nickname them. She can hold them without a problem. It's a nice firm grip, and her hands are kind of a soft pliable plastic, so you can get these into her hands with no problem. And like I said, this spear is actually for Okoye, but she can hold it with no problem. I'm sure they're all pretty proficient in all types of weaponry. And just taking a closer look at the deco here, like I said, the deco is very nice. I expect to see a lot of vibrant and extravagant pieces in the movie, showcasing the wealth and the technological advancements of Wakanda. And all of this is sculpted. All of these parts are sculpted, similar to the sculpts on Black Panther and Killmonger. It's a lot of raised parts and a lot of great sculpt here. I do like the color scheme here, this red and the orange and the brown, and it all looks really good and looks very royal. I do think they did a very good job on the head. Like I said, I think the likeness is there. I don't know if I would say it's spot on, but it's great, and it's great to see a Black female character. I like the way they did her hair. She's got the TWA, that's what we call a teeny weeny afro, and it's looking very cool. And you can see her earrings and the lipstick, and she's looking good, man. She's looking very good. She's got the half gloves and down to the boots, which I think probably could have been a little more detailed. I'm a little confused about this. I don't know if this is supposed to be some type of crazy leggings or if that's supposed to be her legs or what, because pictures that I see from the movie, she doesn't even have these colored pants on. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm a little confused about that, but this is all sculpted here. These are all raised parts, so I'm thinking this is some type of pant, some type of insulated crazy pants. I don't know. I hope that's not supposed to be her legs and these are like some crazy tribal tattoos. I don't know. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know in the comments below. And before we get into the articulation, I had to see if this head pops off, because basically one of the major attractions to this figure for me personally is building a guard for Black Panther, maybe like a 4 or 5 female guard for him, and I'd like to get some customized heads and some different heads for to represent different women. So I wanted to make sure that the head could pop off, and it does. And as you can see, there's a ball joint there, so that's good news. Now, it should be noted that that was not really easy to put back on, so you got to be careful because you don't want to break that peg. And I feel like I loosened it up a little bit when I was putting it back on, but you know, that gives her more personality as far as the pivot goes, so she could get her sister girl on, I guess. But so yeah, the head is on a ball joint. It'll look down that far, it'll look up pretty far, left and right, full 360, no issues there. Shoulders on a ball joint. This left shoulder will go up pretty far. The other one is a little hindered by this shoulder pad, so that's as far as that one's going to go up, although it could do a full 360. Both shoulders can. Now, lack of articulation. I talked about this. No upper bicep swivel. That's a problem for me. Single jointed elbow and a swivel on the elbow, but no double jointed elbow. That's a problem for me. Hinge and a swivel on the wrist. You do get pretty decent upper torso articulation. There's no ab crunch, but she will crunch forward pretty far, and she'll go back just about that far. I would have loved to see a waist swivel here, and I don't see one at all. So no waist swivel, that's a problem for me. There is a T-joint here at the pelvis, and the legs will come up just about that far. She can do a pretty decent split, so that's good. Upper thigh swivel, you do get a double jointed knee. No rotation at the boot, you get a pivot and a hinge on the foot. So again, I need more articulation on the females. Come on, Hasbro, what are you guys doing? But that's it. Pretty basic articulation and pretty much the standard articulation for Hasbro's female figures. And there she is with Black Panther. Tell me it's not going to be lit when you got 5 of these women surrounding Black Panther and you army build this particular buck. It's going to be lit. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. But there she is with Black Panther. As you can see, obviously Black Panther's a little taller than her. And you know, only thing is you're not going to have really any different body types, but I don't think that's a problem, and that's never been a problem as far as army building goes. The problem is going to be trying to find other heads to customize and turn their white skin or green skin into brown skin, and you know, make things match up. I don't think there are any white members of Black Panther's Royal Guard. I don't know. We'll see. But I highly doubt that. And let me try something real quick. This is Monica Rambeau from the A-Force box set, and that does work. So you do have another option when you decide to try to build your Dora Milaje guard for Black Panther. And there they are side by side, so you can see Monica Rambeau is just a little bit taller. Her head is actually a little bit bigger too, but as you saw, it still works. Yeah, and I had to just go ahead and build the BAF here. So there's Okoye, and she looks great. This is just a wonderful thing to see. Two black women, 2 strong black women right here. Marvel Legends doing big things, man. This is really good to see. So the BAF is nice, slightly different, pretty much the same articulation scheme, but slightly different sculpt. Obviously, the way the legs connect and the way the arms connect, the articulation is just a tad bit different, but still lacking as far as the female figure goes, or as far as the female bucks go. Still needs a double jointed elbow and an ab crunch and a waist swivel and all of that good stuff. But it's really good to see these two side by side, and I think they did pretty good on the head sculpt. Let's get a closer look. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and extend this and give you a closer look at the BAF too. So taking a close look at the head sculpt, like I mentioned early on, I guess that was in the Iron Man review, or whatever figure I reviewed first. Yeah, it was Iron Man. There is some paint imperfection there on the right side of her face, and it's not something that I could just kind of scrape off. I think the paint may actually be chipped there, so that's unfortunate. And there's a few paint imperfections in her head. Looks like she's got some type of tribal tattoo on the top of her head. But my head sculpt is kind of screwed up, so I'm a little upset about that. Looks like a little extra plastic down there under the chin. That's not a big deal. I could get that off with the X-Acto, but I'm a little disappointed that my head sculpt is kind of messed up. Looks like I don't even have the arms all the way in there. I guess that's better. But yeah, the arms are on a, shoulders are on a ball joint. They're going to come up pretty far. And they could do a full 360. Like I said, single jointed elbow that also swivels, a hinge and a swivel on the wrist. The ab articulation, the upper torso articulation will take her down that far. It'll go back that far, but you start seeing some gappage in there, and you can see the mechanism of the ball joint in there for the upper torso. Her midsection is pretty long, which is whack because there's no ab crunch. You know, having that extended midsection, you would have liked to see a little break there and give her a little more added articulation to crouch down, especially for somebody, again, who I feel is going to be doing a lot of tricks and flips and all types of stuff in the movie. You want to represent that in the figure, and then you're posing and really show you know, some dynamic poses when you're doing your A.C.B.A. But here at the pelvis T-joint, the legs kind of snapped on right on the left and right. Let's see if she can split. Yeah, split looks pretty good. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. Nothing at the shin, but you do get a hinge and a pivot on the foot. So, you know, the leg articulation is decent as far as getting them to crouch down and stuff like that. That's really no problem. You'll get her to hold a spear and kind of get in a nice low crouching position, but it's the midsection and it's the elbows that you really need, especially with somebody who wields a weapon like a sword or a spear or something like that. But I do like the sculpt of this figure. I think I'll probably say that I like the deco on Nakia a little bit better, but it is still pretty nice and vibrant and looks good. So yeah, man, they did a pretty good job on these two. Despite the lack of articulation, you do have two female characters, two black female characters. All right, so I'm about to get up out of here. I do think Nakia came out great. It's one that I would recommend, if only for the possibility of army building and building a nice little guard for Black Panther, then do it. Even if you buy 2 full cases of this wave and you build 2 of the BAF as well, just to give you a little more variety, I'd say go for it. I'm gonna support this wave to the fullest. I know this is a wave that a lot of people weren't initially excited about, but I think aside from Black Bolt, every figure was pretty solid. I mean, Black Bolt wasn't terrible, but you know, I still think it's a solid wave, especially for a small selection of figures. I think we've seen small waves like this before that were pretty bad, that were definitely worse than this one. I will say definitively that I think Killmonger is the better sculpt and figure over Black Panther. I think he has a superior sculpt. But again, Black Panther still came out really nice. Like I've mentioned before, I want to see Hasbro explore comic-based Black Panther with some of the attributes from this movie Black Panther and Killmonger. So yeah, get out there, get on the hunt. I saw today that this wave is starting to pop up in Target already. So get out there, call your local Target, do what you got to do. Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Oh, before I get out of here, I know I haven't really been doing my thing as far as doing a actual display at the end of each video. I just haven't had the time this week to do that, but I'm officially off now. I got 5 days off in a row, so I will be getting my display on. I just got the Black Series Snoke, so I'm gonna mess with him with the Figuarts guards and I'll do a little overview of this wave and a little overview of some of the SH Figuarts figures too. I got a lot to do. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. The link is in the description below. Bunch of links in the description below. Again, thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.